Retti. Make sure you guys have the Jack Ferocity carbine kit for full auto, allows tack stance, bullet velocity and range is the big thing, and aiming out of sway. You do lose some aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and sprint speed. Put on the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider for shorter radar pings, vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and bullet velocity. Put on a 50 round drum because it's the best possible choice overall. Put on the Bruen Onslaught assault grip for firing aim stability, gun kick control, and recoil control at the cost of aiming out of sway. And finally, put on the Niter model 2023. This is my personal preference, but if you guys want to use an iron sight, be my guest. This is obviously the strongest SMG in the game right now. It's ridiculous how many people are actually using it. I mean, you can use it long range, but it's just the fact that people are absolutely shredding people in close and medium range with this weapon. So please, if you don't have this SMG, it's actually the Retti. It's technically a pistol, but it's an SMG that everybody's using right now, and it's melting so quick. So please use this class setup before it gets nerfed. This is the Ram 7, and this is still my favorite assault rifle in Warzone 3 right now. Throw on the Cassis brake for horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Throw on the Cronin Headwind Longbow for bullet velocity and range, aiming out of sway and firing aim stability at the cost of hip fire and tack stance spread, aim walking speed, and sprint to fire speed. Put on the Bruen Heavy Support Grip for gun kick control, aiming out of sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and vertical recoil. 60 round drum. I mean, this is just the best choice. Don't use the 40. I think that this is best overall. I don't think that you can get a better alternative. And last but not least, the HVS 3.4 pad for gun kick control and recoil control at the cost of sprint speed and sprint to fire speed. It's just not a big deal. This thing really does not move, and this is me playing like one of my first games on. It really does not move at all. It gets the job done very easily. So this is something that I highly recommend having in your class setup, just because no matter how much they try to nerf it, it's still going to be meta one way or another. So here's the entire class setup right here. I know some people, instead of the Cronin Headwind Long Barrel, like using the XRK Core Mark 40 Heavy Barrel. Some people, I guess, need more recoil control, but I think it already has enough. If you guys want to see how that looks, I'll throw it on there real quick. And this is basically how it functions with the Core Mark 40. I mean, I still think it's about the same. I guess technically it gives you more recoil control, but you are missing out on some bullet velocity. And I think that bullet velocity is absolutely key with this weapon. So whatever you guys want to do, be my guest. If you guys want to use the Core Mark 40, go ahead, but I'd rather use the Cronin Headwind Long Barrel. Next is the Hoger 5.56, and I know you guys absolutely love this gun right now. It's actually considered meta. They're on the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor for being undetectable by the radar, recoil control, and bullet velocity and range at the cost of aim down sight speed, aim walking stay distance, and sprint to fire speed. They're on the Cheerios 6 batch for bullet velocity and range, recoil control, and gun kick control at the cost of aim down sight speed, aiming out sway, and sprint to fire speed. Bruen Pivot Vertical Grip for gun kick control, vertical recoil, aiming out sway, and firing aim stability at the cost of horizontal recoil, aim down sight speed, and sprint to fire speed. 40 round mag because it's just the best possible choice. And the Jack Glassless Optic for the precision sight and the firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. This thing, in my opinion, is super easy to use, especially with this build. It's kind of like, it's almost impossible to have recoil. It's just an absolutely amazing build. So if you guys want this gun right here, please throw this class setup on there. I mean, if you guys want an alternative, you guys can throw on the Cassis brake. I just don't think that you guys need the Cassis brake for the Hoger. It's already insanely good, but I guess I can show you guys the version that has the Cassis brake. Like I said, I just kind of feel like it's a waste of an attachment. So throw the Cassis brake on there, and as you guys see, it doesn't really move. Like, I think that VT7 is just the best possible choice, but if you guys want the Cassis brake, then here's the Cassis brake build right here. SOA Subverter. Throw on the Cassis brake L for horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Next, throw on the Dozer 90 long barrel for bullet velocity and range, firing aim stability, gun kick control, and recoil control at the cost of aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, aim walking steadiness, and aim down sight speed. Throw on the Motion V2 heavy stock for recoil control and gun kick control at the cost of aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. 50 round drum because it's the best possible choice. If you want to use the 30, then go ahead. I just recommend 50. And last but not least, the Jack Glassless Optic for the precision sight and the firing aim stability. Now, you do lose some aim down sight speed, but you're not going to notice it. This weapon is super easy to use. Like, out of all the weapons in this game right now that I would consider meta, this thing is probably one of the easiest. So, just to show you guys again, it really is a heavy hitter. Pretty easy to control and gets the job done. So, here's the entire class right here. If you guys want to copy it down, please use this. I think you guys will absolutely love it. The MTZ-762. This thing is absolutely deadly. Throw on the Cassis brake L for horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Throw on the MTZ Precision Black Thorn Barrel for bullet velocity and range, aiming out of sway and firing aim stability at the cost of hip fire attack stance spread and aiming walking speed. Throw on the Bruen Pivot Vertical Grip for gun kick control, vertical recoil, aiming out of sway and firing aim stability at the cost of horizontal recoil, aim down sight speed, and sprint to fire speed. Make sure you guys have the 30 round mag on unless you guys were able to do the glitch that that gave you 45 bullets, then keep that on there. But if you guys don't, then the 30 round bag is your best choice. And the last thing, if you guys don't want an optic, is the EXF close quarters grip for gun kick control and recoil control at the cost of aim down, sight speed, and sprint to fire speed. Now, if you guys do want an optic, all you guys have to do is take the last attachment off, but it is scary how much this thing does not move. It's an absolute freak of nature for a weapon, and I think you guys will absolutely love it. So please give it a try. I think you'll really get the job done. So here's the entire class setup right here. And like I said, if you guys do want an optic like the Eagle's Eye, then all you guys have to do is take off the EXF close quarters assault stock. Now for the HRM-9, this is something that everybody's been waiting for. It's such an amazing SMG. They're on the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider for shorter radar pings, vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down, sight speed, and bullet velocity. Next, they're on the Thorn 90 barrel for hip fire attack stance spread, aim down, sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and sprint speed at the cost of aiming out, sway, and recoil control. They're on the DR6 hand stop for aim down, sight speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed at the cost of hip fire attack stance spread and aim walking steadiness. 50 round drum because it's just the best possible choice. And last but not least, the folding stock for recoil control, gun kick control, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down, sight speed. This weapon is absolutely lethal. It has basically no recoil. It really does get the job done pretty easily. I would say it's even really good at long range as long as you guys are hitting your shots. If you guys aren't hitting your shots though, it's not going to look good. So make sure you guys are actually pretty accurate with this weapon. It's hard not to be. Here's the entire class right here. Make sure you guys take a screenshot, picture, whatever you guys have to do. Next is the Striker 9, and I actually really enjoy using this SMG. They're on the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider for shorter radar pings, vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down, sight speed, and bullet velocity. They're on the Striker Elite long barrel for bullet velocity, aiming out, sway, recoil control, and damage range at the cost of hip fire attack stance spread, movement speed, aim down, sight speed, and sprint to fire speed. They're on the DR6 hand stop for aim down, sight speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed at the cost of hip fire attack stance spread, aim walking steadiness. 50 round drum is the best possible choice, but if you guys want the 40, then that's okay too. And then finally, the Lockman Recon Series stock for gun kick control, aiming out, sway, and recoil control at the cost of hip fire attack stance spread, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and sprint speed. Now this thing is amazing at short to medium range. I wouldn't really recommend it at super long range just because I feel like long range kind of does get a little tricky. Like, yeah, see, it is pretty easy to actually use, but some people don't have great accuracy with it. So if you guys want to use it long range, just make sure you guys have a really good shot. Otherwise, avoid that. So here's the entire build right here. Striker 9 is amazing. I mean, I really do highly recommend it. It's a super meta SMG right now, so be my guest to try it out. Next is the Bruen Mark 9, and I know you guys love this LMG, so here's the best possible build for it. They're on the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor for being undetectable by the radar, recoil control, bullet velocity, and range at the cost of aim down, sight speed, aim walking steadiness, and sprint to fire speed. Next, put on the 23-inch XRK Horizon V2 for bullet velocity, gun kick control, and recoil control at the cost of aim down, sight speed, aim walking speed, and movement speed. Put on the Bruen Heavy Support Grip for gun kick control, aiming out, sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down, sight speed, and vertical recoil. Put on the 60 round mag because this is just the best possible choice. Trust me, it helps with aim down, sight speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and reload quickness. And trust me, the reload really helps. Finally, put on the Jack Glassless Optic for the precision sight and the firing aim stability. You do lose some aim down, sight speed, but with all the pros we just had, it does not matter. This weapon is honestly still one of my favorite weapons in the game. Despite whatever updates we've had, it's just absolutely lethal and it's so easy to use. And as you guys see, look how fast it absolutely reloads. So here is, in my opinion, the best LMG in the game right now. So please copy the class up, down, take a picture of whatever you guys have to do, because if you're not, you're missing out. The Pulemyot 762. I absolutely love this weapon. Make sure you guys have the Jack Annihilator Bullpup kit for the mobility and handling, rate of fire, hip fire, attack, stance spread, and aim down, sight speed. You do lose some bullet velocity and range, damage range, and the weapon swap speed, but it's not a big deal. Trust me. They're on the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor L for being undetectable by the radar, recoil control, bullet velocity, and range at the cost of aim down, sight speed, aim walking steadiness, and sprint to fire speed. They're on the Jack Annihilator Long Barrel for bullet velocity and range at the cost of sprint to fire speed and aiming out of sway. Put on the Bruen Heavy Support Grip for gun kick control, aiming out of sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down, sight speed, and vertical recoil. And finally, the Corio Eagle's Eye 2.5 times. This thing is absolutely insane. Like, it's such an easy weapon to use, and in my opinion, it's still insanely busted. But if you guys don't want this version, if you guys want even more recoil control, which I don't know how, but if you guys want more recoil control, then instead of the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor L, they just put on the Cassis Brake. I just think you're missing out on bullet velocity with that, and I haven't really seen anyone use the Cassis Brake with this, but if you guys did want to use the Cassis Brake, then that's the entire build right there. So here's the entire thing. Please try it out. I think you guys will love the Pulemyot 762. It's one of my favorite LMGs overall. Next is the beautiful Moores sniper rifle. On the ton heavy barrel for bullet velocity, aiming out of sway, aim walking steadiness at the cost of aim down, sight speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed. Put on the HVP anti-material slug for damage at the cost of bullet velocity. Unless you guys don't think you need it, then you can take it off. Put on the SL Razorhawk laser light for the aim walking steadiness, tack stance spread, sprint to fire speed, and aim down sight speed at the cost of the flashlight and laser being visible in ADS. Put on the super light 90 stock for sprint to fire speed, movement speed, aim walking speed, and hip fire spread at the cost of gun kick control, recoil control, aiming out sway, and flinch resistance. And finally, put on the quick bolt for rechambering speed. This sniper is absolutely lethal, and I see everybody using it in Rebirth Island right now, so you guys need to be using it too.